Today, we bring you a story that defies logic and tugs at the heartstrings, a tale of a newborn's impossible whisper that shocked a seasoned obstetrician and led to a life-saving discovery. What did the baby say, or did the doctor only think he heard it? Join us as we unravel this extraordinary narrative, and please let us know where you're listening from today. In the quiet town of Willow Creek, nestled among rolling hills and whispering pines, Natalia and Alex Thompson were on the cusp of their greatest joy. After years of longing and heartache, Natalia was pregnant with their first child. The couple had endured 3 grueling years of fertility struggles, marked by countless doctor visits, tearful nights, and fleeting hopes. Now, as Natalia's due date approached, their anticipation was palpable, though tinged with the lingering anxiety of their long journey. Natalia, a soft-spoken librarian with a love for classic novels, had always dreamed of motherhood. Her husband, Alex, a pragmatic high school math teacher, was her rock, steady, logical, and fiercely protective. Their small home was filled with preparations for the baby, a crib adorned with soft blue blankets, tiny clothes folded neatly in drawers, and a mobile of stars spinning gently above. Yet, beneath their excitement, a shadow of worry lingered. Natalia had been experiencing persistent abdominal pain for weeks, a gnawing discomfort that refused to relent. One crisp autumn morning, the pain became unbearable. Natalia clutched her swollen belly, her face pale as she turned to Alex. "Something's wrong," she whispered, her voice trembling. "I can feel it." Alex, his heart pounding, wasted no time. He bundled her into their old sedan and sped toward Willow Creek General Hospital, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. The hospital's maternity ward was a hive of activity. The waiting room buzzed with expectant mothers, nervous partners, and the occasional wail of a newborn. Natalia, gripping Alex's hand, approached the receptionist, a kind woman named Clara who greeted her with a warm smile. "Natalia, you must be so excited. Due next month, right?" she said, her eyes scanning the crowded schedule. "Yes, but I'm in pain," Natalia replied, her voice strained. "It's been bad all morning, cramps that won't stop. I'm worried about the baby." Clara's smile faded as she checked the system. "It's a hectic day," she admitted. "2 unplanned deliveries have us backed up, but we'll get you in as soon as we can." Natalia nodded, though her heart sank. The thought of waiting, with the pain intensifying, was daunting. Alex, having parked the car, joined her in the waiting room, his brow furrowed with concern. They sat in silence, surrounded by the hum of conversations and the sterile scent of antiseptic. After nearly 3 hours, they were ushered into the office of Dr. Ivan Petrov, the hospital's renowned obstetrician. Dr. Petrov was a man of reputation, his walls adorned with certificates, his demeanor exuding confidence. Yet, as he examined Natalia, his attention seemed elsewhere. He placed a stethoscope on her belly, his movements mechanical, his eyes occasionally darting to a half-eaten sandwich and a cooling cup of coffee on his desk. "Everything seems fine, drive," Petrov said brusquely, barely meeting Natalia's gaze. "Some women experience discomfort from food or stress. Have you eaten anything unusual today?" Natalia frowned, unsettled by his dismissive tone. "I don't think so," she said softly. "I've been careful with my diet." "Stress, then, drive," Petrov interrupted, already scribbling notes. "Pregnancy can amplify emotions. Try to relax, get some rest. It'll pass." He stood, signaling the end of the consultation. Natalia and Alex exchanged uneasy glances. The doctor's cavalier attitude left them feeling brushed off, their concerns trivialized. As they left the office, Natalia couldn't shake the image of that half-empty coffee cup, a symbol of Dr. Petrov's divided attention. "He didn't even listen," she murmured to Alex as they walked to the car. "What if something's really wrong?" Alex squeezed her hand. "We'll figure this out, Nat. If the pain doesn't stop, we'll find someone else." His words were steady, but inside, he was seething. How could a doctor so renowned be so careless? Over the next few weeks, Natalia's pain persisted, a relentless companion that no amount of herbal tea or meditation could soothe. She tried everything, light meals, gentle walks, soothing music, but the cramps returned with a vengeance. Desperate, she called Drive Petrov's office again. Over the phone, he prescribed a pregnancy-safe pain reliever but reiterated his theory about stress. "You're probably just anxious," he said, his tone clipped. "Try to stay calm." Natalia hung up, tears welling in her eyes. Was she imagining the severity of her symptoms? Was she, as Dr. Petrov implied, too fragile to handle her pregnancy? Alex, seeing her distress, pulled her close. "You're not crazy," he said firmly. "We'll get a second opinion if we need to." But with their small town's limited options and Dr. Petrov's sterling reputation, they hesitated. Instead, Alex scoured online forums for advice, finding a stronger pain reliever that offered Natalia temporary relief. As Natalia's due date approached, a new worry emerged: the baby showed no signs of arriving. Days turned into a week, then two. Natalia's anxiety skyrocketed. What if the baby was in distress? What if her pain had been a warning? Desperate to avoid another dismissive consultation with Dr. Petrov, the couple researched ways to induce labor naturally. Natalia tried spicy foods, long walks, and even acupuncture, with Alex by her side, timing contractions that never came. Finally, one stormy evening, the first real contractions hit. Natalia gasped, clutching Alex's arm as lightning illuminated their living room. "It's time," she said, her voice a mix of fear and excitement. They rushed to the hospital, the rain pelting their windshield, each red light an eternity. At Willow Creek General, nurses whisked Natalia to the maternity ward, where she was prepped for delivery. Alex hovered nearby, his heart racing. To his dismay, Drive Petrov appeared, his white coat pristine but his expression weary. Alex's stomach churned. This was the man who had dismissed Natalia's pain, who had left them doubting their instincts. He pulled the head nurse aside, his voice low. "Is there another doctor available? I'm not sure about him." The nurse, a seasoned woman named Margaret, placed a reassuring hand on his arm. "Dr. Petrov is the best we have," she said. "He's delivered hundreds of babies. Your wife is in good hands." Reluctantly, Alex nodded, returning to Natalia's side. She was in agony, her face contorted as she gripped his hand. Dr. Petrov, to his credit, seemed focused now, his earlier arrogance replaced by a calm professionalism. He spoke to Natalia in soothing tones, guiding her through each contraction with the nurse's help. The delivery was grueling. Natalia pushed through waves of pain, her strength waning with each effort. Alex whispered encouragements, his own exhaustion mounting. Finally, after hours of struggle, their son was born, a tiny, perfect boy with a shock of dark hair. Natalia's eyes filled with tears as she held him briefly, his warmth a balm to her weary soul. But the moment was fleeting. Dr. Petrov gently took the baby to an adjacent room for standard newborn assessments, promising to return soon. Alex, unwilling to let his son out of sight, followed. The nurse, Margaret, allowed him to observe, sensing his anxiety. In the examination room, Drive Petrov began the Apgar tests, checking the baby's heart rate, breathing, and reflexes. The room was quiet, save for the soft beeps of medical equipment and the baby's faint cries. Suddenly, Drive Petrov froze, his face paling. He leaned closer to the infant, his eyes wide with disbelief. "What is it?" a nurse asked, her voice sharp with concern. Dr. Petrov ignored her, his gaze locked on the baby. "I heard him," he muttered, almost to himself. "It's impossible, but I swear I heard him say, 'Help.'" Alex's heart stopped. "What do you mean?" he demanded, stepping forward. "Is something wrong with my son?" Dr. Petrov didn't answer immediately. Instead, he ordered a blood sample, his hands trembling as he worked. The nurses exchanged worried glances, but complied. The sample was rushed to a diagnostic machine, and as the results loaded, Drive Petrov's expression grew grim. "I don't know how I heard it," he said, his voice barely audible. "But I'm sure of it." He said, "Help." Alex gripped a nearby cabinet, his mind reeling. Was the doctor delusional? Had the stress of the day unhinged him? Yet, as Dr. Petrov studied the test results, his urgency intensified. "We need to act now," he said, his tone resolute. "There's an infection, a neonatal sepsis. It's rare but dangerous. If we hadn't caught it." The words hit Alex like a freight train. An infection. The pain Natalia had endured for weeks, had it been a sign all along? Dr. Petrov ordered immediate treatment, transferring the baby to the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit (NICU). Antibiotics were administered, tailored for a newborn's fragile system. Alex returned to Natalia, his heart heavy as he recounted the ordeal. She listened, her face a mask of fear and exhaustion, but clung to hope as he described the doctor's swift action. Dr. Petrov, now a different man, entered their room hours later. Gone was the arrogance Alex had resented. Instead, the doctor's eyes were red-rimmed, his voice thick with emotion. "I owe you an apology," he said, addressing Natalia directly. "I dismissed your pain, and I was wrong. Your son had an intrauterine infection, likely the cause of your discomfort. If I hadn't heard him, we might not have caught it in time." Natalia's eyes widened. "Heard him? What do you mean?" Dr. Petrov hesitated, as if questioning his own sanity. "I thought I heard your son say, 'Help.' It's impossible, I know. Newborns don't speak. But that moment, it made me order the tests. Those tests saved his life. The infection, drive," Petrov explained, "could have caused severe developmental issues, nutrient deficiencies, or even miscarriage if undetected. The delicate balance of a newborn's immune system made early intervention critical." The baby, named Nikolai in honor of Natalia's grandfather, responded well to treatment. After weeks in the NICU, follow-up tests confirmed the infection had cleared. 6 months later, Nikolai was a healthy, giggling infant, his first word, "Mama," spoken at 11 months, or perhaps, as Dr. Petrov believed, his second. The Thompsons never forgot Drive. Petrov's initial dismissal, but they were grateful for his redemption. His inexplicable experience, whether a hallucination or a miracle, had saved their son. As they watched Nikolai grow, they wondered, had their baby truly spoken, or had some deeper instinct guided the doctor's hand?